How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Hopefully everyone's week's been going well. I don't know why I feel like we don't fit in a chair today, but feel a little bit short. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to start off talking some Bengals concerns, though. What's everybody's biggest concern? Bengals 3-2. A lot of people weren't expecting it. Hey, Bengals faithful, though. You know what? We got the confidence, right? Bengals should be 4-1. Could be 5-0. Lost 2 games by possession. Could very easily be 5-0 right now. Think about that. It is what it is, though. Bengals 3-2. Story of the NFL. Win the close games. Difference in being a playoff team and sometimes being 4-12. 4-13 in this case. Bengals, though. Biggest concern. Could be different. I think ours, personally, it's Zach Taylor. And it is Zach Taylor from a balance and consistency standpoint. We have, if you followed the channel for a while now, we're usually very big defenders of Zach Taylor. It's also been very up and down. You know, there's been times like fire the guy, there's been times like he's doing a good job. Very up and down, you know, which is the story of Zach Taylor and coaching a 60-minute football game, period. You know, again, lost to the Bears. Why? Conservative play calling out of Zach Taylor. Lost to the Packers. Why? Conservative play calling out of Zach Taylor. And I know, I completely understand the concept of you drafted this kicker, you expect him to nail these game-winning kicks. Sure, should have nailed the, what was it, 47? 47-yard, probably should have made that one. But it shouldn't have got to that point. I mean, the Packers should have won at that point before we even got to that one. Or the Bengals should have won in regulation. The problem was, 60-yard field goal, and Zach Taylor opts to run the ball on 3rd and 5 when your quarterback, your franchise, is slinging it. Packers are reeling. You got to be able to understand the flow of the game and say you don't get conservative here. He coached scared. He coached as if he had Carson Wentz at quarterback and he was afraid his quarterback was going to turn that football over and said, you know what? We're within the leg distance range of McPherson. Let's get conservative just to make sure. No, you have the franchise quarterback, the guy you expect to bring Super Bowls to this team in multiple game-winning drives. You put the ball in his hands. You expect the Packers to continue to play, whether aggressive, conservative there, where you give up the first down. Bengals going to be well within field goal range. And it knocks out every chance Aaron Rodgers has of getting his football back and winning the football game because there's 30 seconds left. Conservative play calling. You got to understand the situations of the game better if you're Zach Taylor. That is a concern for me. Not only was there the conservative play calling there, there was 10 minutes left in this football game. It stood out to me right away. First thing we mentioned, I think we tweeted about it. There's 9 minutes left in the game. I said Bengals playing too slow. The Bengals were playing slow like they was going to chew this clock out and give Rodgers no time left. You weren't going to do that. There's 10 minutes left in the game. Rarely do you see NFL football drives last 10 full minutes. And as long as there was 45 seconds on that clock, Rodgers getting the football back, get him in field goal range, very likely to win the game still. Bengals worked all that time to tie the game. Just to give it right back to Rodgers. Now, thankfully, defense bailed him out. There was 3 minutes left. Defense really played it perfectly. They gave up the big run. Got him in field goal range, but then they stopped him 3 straight times. So defense really hid that because the Packers missed that field goal. And the Bengals had a chance to get the football back with time. But you let Rodgers have that ball with 3 minutes left, and they don't get that big run there on that first play, and you get a couple first downs, all of a sudden they're draining that clock down to 20 seconds left, kicking that game-winning field goal. Why? Because you got conservative and went slow. I don't want to say too conservative. They were throwing the football, but they went slow. I could have went fast-paced, which I wanted to see out of the Bengals. There are 10 minutes left. You score as quick as you can. Score as quick as you can, tie the football game. You give Rodgers the ball back with 7 minutes left, and all of a sudden, Rodgers might take that football down there and score. But guess what? Bengals probably going to get the ball back with a chance to score themselves. The Bengals were playing to make it to overtime, it felt like. And then that period. I don't have anything else to say. It felt like they was playing to get to overtime, kicking a 60-yard field goal. It felt like they was playing to overtime, taking their time with 10 minutes left. The fact of the matter was, it was a tie game. If you trusted in the defense, which you should, then you would have trusted in the defense to give them the football back with 7 minutes left. Or you would have trusted in the defense to be a little bit more aggressive and go for it on 4th and 2 or 4th and 3, whatever, right? And if they didn't, if they made the stop, they made the stop. Bengals got a chance to win the game after tying the game there in the 4th quarter, so on and so forth. From that game management standpoint, I think it needs work. You got to have a sense of the game, a sense of who you're playing. That works against Big Ben and his 42-year-old can't find an open receiver past 5 yards having, you know what? That works against Justin Fields, who's new to the league. That works against Trevor Lawrence and an 0-5 Jacksonville Jaguars team. When you play Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. When you play these guys, those guys come to town. You play to get the last possession, period. Because if you give them the last possession, I don't care how good your defense is, 9 times out of 10, they're going to drive that football down the field and put points on the board. And they were not playing to get the football back last. They was playing to tie the football game and hope and hope and hope Aaron Rodgers didn't bring the ball down the field and score with how much time was left. You got to manage those games because those are the games when playoffs come around, you got to manage it properly. You can't go in there, tie football game, go all the way down the field, or down 3, take the touchdown, be up 4 points, and be content giving the other team the ball back with 2 minutes left. It doesn't end well. It's tough for any defense to defend, period. Especially when it's against Aaron Rodgers, who was hot. He was playing well. Overall, though, that game was one I think was the most balanced from Zach Taylor. You got to give him credit there. We've seen a lot of struggling with the balance game of run, pass, run, pass. This game, instead of starting out conservative, we've seen them start out aggressive, still the extreme. You got to watch out for it. They started out pass, 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 pass. It wasn't working. But after a couple of drives, they did finally mix in some runs. They didn't wait till halftime to make that adjustment. So you have to say, hey, the adjustments are coming quicker. They need to come quick. They need to understand. You got to find that balance, all right? You got to be able to run the football. You got to be able to pass the football. I'd like to see the Bengals 65-35 it. 65 pass, 35. 1 out of every 3 plays is a run play. Why? Because, what if they run the ball in second down and get 5? Or run on first and get 5? Well, it's second and 5. That's a golden chance to take a deep chance down the field. Or deep shot down the field. Third down comes, 3rd and 5, still manageable. And first, second down running has not worked for the Bengals because they run first and second. Burrow feels pressured on third for whatever reason. It's just not working, passing the football that way. It's a feeling out process. And it's got to be a feeling out process where we start to see the Bengals gain an identity and some consistency here on what they want to do. Not just pass, and not just run, and until it doesn't work and then change things up. They got to build an identity. And I think the Detroit Lions are a perfect time for him to do that. We'll see what Zach Taylor can do. I still think he's improving as a coach, and that's bottom line what matters here. First year, I wanted to see him out the door. Second year, started to get things together. Third year, we're starting to see a little bit of chemistry with him and Joe Burrow. We're still not there, though. You gotta build that. And I think they're 2 people that want to build that connection. They want to get together. It's not like they're fighting with each other on the field. They're trying to do what's best for the team, both of them, and put them in a position to win games. It's just, you got to get the consistency. And I want to believe we'll get there. But it's a big concern right now because it is the difference in the Bengals winning and losing football games in these close games. Love you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.